and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 20th January 2025. So let's get started with our discussion. And before starting our class, I want to make you a small announcement. Today in Rathods Science Academy we are going to start new batch for prelims cum mains foundation course. So try to join that course if you are interested, and coaching plays a very important role, and I wish you will be taking a right decision regarding selecting of a right coaching center. And here in this course we are going to complete your syllabus within 9 to 11 months, and entirely we are having Delhi and Bangalore based faculty, and they will be dealing from basics to advanced level. And even if you don't know anything regarding that subject, if you join our coaching classes, yes, 100% the conceptual clarity will be provided, and along with test also, and you will be also having everyday current affairs class for sure. Actually your classes here will start with current affairs itself, because current affairs plays a very important role in clearing of this examination. Okay, and if you have any queries regarding this course, you can call me on this number, that is 8074765513. And you can text me on this number on WhatsApp as well. Okay, so now let us see the first article. See the title, guys. Poor demand hits private sector investments. So here this article is talking about one important keyword, that is investment. So this topic you will be seeing from GS paper 3 under economy. So apart from this economy, it can be also corrected with GS paper 2 under society and GS paper 2 under governance as well. So now let us see how this single topic is interrelated with other subjects in your GS. Okay, now let me tell you what are the dimensions you have to see. So from economy point of view, you have to understand what is the meaning of investment. And in this we have different types of investments. So in these types we have government investment and private investment. Next one is foreign investment. And in this foreign investment again we have two types, FDI, FII or FPI. So you have to know about the difference between this government investment, private investment and foreign investment. So this government and private investments comes under domestic investment. That is nothing but investments which happens within the country. That means the government of India which is investing in some sector, that is called as government investment. For example, private people like Ambani, Adani, whenever they are investing any area, that is coming under your private. So that comes under domestic. That means people who are present within India, they are investing in some sector. And even we will be getting funding from other countries. For example, NRIs who are present in USA or NRIs who are present in other country, they are investing in India in the form of foreign direct investment or foreign institution investment or foreign portfolio investment. So that comes under your foreign investment. And next here you have to see what is the impact of investment. That means whenever we are attracting good amount of investments, so how we will be having the positive things. So whenever we are getting investment is nothing but they are investing their money, right? So whenever we are attracting money into our country, what happen? We can increase our economic activities. That will lead to increasing of economic growth of a country. And next, we can address issues like poverty. We can address issues like hunger, malnutrition. We can improve employment opportunities. We can improve skills of people. Overall, standard of living of people will be increased. So whenever standard of living of people is increased, obviously India will be getting good rank in number of indices or indicators. So whenever we are improving our rank in this indices or indicators, that will further leads to increasing of status of India, and further leads to increasing of investment, further leads to increasing of overall growth and development of a country. So why we have to focus on growth and development of a country? So actually you know that Government of India, which is having an ambitious goal of achieving this Viksit Bharat. So Viksit Bharat is nothing but getting developed status. Getting developed status to India by 2047. To achieve that, obviously, this investment plays a very important role. I am not telling that investment is the only sole reason that we can achieve this Viksit Bharat. It is one of the reasons through which we can achieve our aim of Viksit Bharat. So these are all the things that you can connect from your what? Economy point of view. But from society point of view, to address our societal problems, societal issues, for example, to decrease this crime rate and to increase surveillance systems in our country, and even to decrease poverty, to decrease hunger. For all these things, we need to improve economic activities. That means we have to increase standard of living of people. Whenever we are increasing standard of living of people, obviously we can decrease the crime rate in our country. So for all these things, again, investment is very important. So we can connect this investment from society point of view in this way. And next one is governance. So in governance, you will be studying about schemes. So government is providing some assistance for the people who are in this below poverty line. For example, providing of PDS, that is subsidized food grains. And government is providing some schemes for providing of housing facilities like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. And government is trying to provide basic sanitation and water facilities through this mission called as Jal Jeevan Mission. So like that, a government is trying to provide some employment opportunities under this MG Narega mission. Government is providing skills, make in India, everything. So whatever the schemes which are provided by the government, so they need certain funding. Yes. So how the government will be getting funds to invest in the social sector schemes? So it will be collecting taxes. So government will be collecting taxes in the form of direct or indirect tax, and that tax will be spent in the form of like schemes. So in this way, government is trying to redistribute the wealth from rich towards poor. So if there is no economic activities in our country, there is decreasing of economic activities, can government get the taxes? No. So government tax base will be getting reduced. So if we want to get enough funds and to decrease the deficit of government, we have to increase this economic activities and economic growth. So for that also, this investment is very important. So in this way, we can connect a single topic of investment with the different subjects. So whenever you are linking in this way, then only you can write a multi-dimensional answer. So whenever you are writing multi-dimensional answer with proper evidence or proper substantiation, then only you can get minimum 40 to 50% of marks in your mains. That is more than enough to get rank which is below 100. Okay. So in this way, try to link up. So now let us go back to this article and let us see here. So this article is saying that there is decreasing of private sector investment. That means this article is talking about your domestic investment. So in this domestic, we have government and private. So this article is saying that there is decreasing of private people investment and there is increasing of government investment. So whenever government investment is increasing, then what will be the cause of concern, guys? So this article is saying that there is increasing of private investment and decreasing of private investment. So government is starting spending more in different sectors. That is nothing but public spending is increasing. So whenever there is increasing of public spending, obviously it will leads to increasing of money supply in market. So whenever there is increasing of money supply, that will leads to increasing of inflation. So we are getting constantly, that is from last 1 week, there are articles regarding increasing of inflation in our country. So can you see what is the link between increasing of government investment and inflation? Yes, right. So it is one of the important reason that we can say because of increasing of government investment, that is leading to inflation. So what is the impact whenever there is decreasing of private investment, then what we can understand? That means these private people, they are not showing much interest to invest in anywhere. That means always as private people, they focus on profit. So government focus on service, but private people focus on profit. If they are not getting profit, will you invest? No, right? So private people are not getting proper profit in this investing in any sector. So because of this, they are getting less profit. So whenever they are getting less profits, they are not investing. So what is the reason why there is a decreasing of profits? There is increasing of raw material cost. So if you want to produce anything, we need to have the raw material. So nowadays, because of increasing of raw material cost, they are getting less profits. And next one is labor cost had been increased in India. Labor cost. And not only that, here supply chain alterations are happening. So there is instability which is happening in West Asia, and even because of Russia-Ukraine conflict also, there is supply chain alterations or disruptions. You are not getting goods on certain time. Okay, and even there is increasing of piracy threat in Indian Ocean region. So this is a thing that we discussed in our yesterday's class, that our government of India is saying that there is increasing of threat from this Indian Ocean region. So because of all these things, what happened? There is decreasing of profit for these people. So whenever there is decreasing of profit, obviously there is decreasing of private sector investment. So whenever this private people, they are not getting profit, then what happened? There will be decreasing of direct tax collections. For example, corporate tax. So what is this corporate tax? Corporate tax is nothing but whenever industries or factories on the profit they are getting, they will be paying certain amount as tax to the government. That is called as corporate tax. And out of all these direct taxes, so corporate tax is the largest contributor of tax base for the government of India. So obviously it is getting affected now. Okay, so that is the thing which is given in this article clearly. Okay. Now let us see some extra points which are given here. The private sector in India is experiencing a downturn in investment. So there is decreasing of 1.4% of private investment in the month of October to December. Okay, so here what happened? So there is impact of inflation on investment. So because of increasing of input cost, or that is nothing but raw material cost, and because of high inflation, so here domestic investors, they are not coming forward to invest because their profits will be getting decreased. And next one here is, yes, there is also some contrast between government and private sector dynamics. There is increasing of government sector spending and decreasing of private sector investments. Okay. So we have to understand that state-led initiatives are becoming crucial now. That is, government-related investments are leading our economy now. And next important point here you have to see is, sector-wise also there are specific challenges. Some sectors are getting good investments and some sectors are not. So here especially contractions, that is decreasing of investments, which is seen in this mining, irrigation and construction sector. So as you all know that mining is also having environmental impacts. So if you want to get license for this mining, it is very difficult because it should cross in environment impact assessment. So because of this getting difficulty in this permission of mining sector, there is decreasing of investment. And even in this irrigation sector also there is decreasing because of the seasonal nature of our Indian waterways. And next one is, even in the construction also there is decreasing of private sector investment. So because of this, here what happened? These sectors are very sensitive for economic cycles and as well as external shocks. Okay, so these are the things. And next one here is regarding this foreign investment. So we are attracting a good foreign investments in different areas, but in the recent past, outflow of foreign investments happened, especially FPI flight happened from India. So because of this, what happened? That led to decreasing of value of Indian rupee. That led to rupee depreciation in the recent past. So that is the thing that we discussed from the last 4 days. Okay, so these are the things that you have to see. And see here there is one animal species that is given, that is about endangered Indian grey wolf. So whenever you are getting any animal species in news, it is very important to cover some basic facts regarding that. And this topic is important from your environment and ecology. Okay. So here whenever you are seeing any species, it is important from your GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. And what are the dimensions you have to see? You have to see about basic facts. So these facts include what is that animal is about, and what is the habitat where this animal can be seen. So on this habitat you can get a question. It is seen only in India, it is seen in Nepal, it is seen in Pakistan, it is seen in India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, like that. And you have to see what are the threats. What are the threats is nothing but what are the dangers you are facing. You have to see the dangers, and you have to see protection status. In this protection status you have to see three things. One is IUCN Red List, next one is Wildlife Protection Act, and next one is CITES. So if you see all these things, then your work is done. And these facts, whatever you are reading about your habitats and threats, you can use even in your essay. So if you are writing any essay regarding conservation of animals or like protection of your environment, ecosystem, biodiversity, in any area you can use these two areas. So it is not only important from your prelims, and even it is important from your mains. And even in your interview also, if there is any topic is in news. For example, you have interview today. So for example, interviewer gone to the newspaper and he found about this wolf, and he may ask that, have you seen your today's newspaper? And if you say yes, so in today's newspaper this wolf is in news. Why it is in news? What do you think about this endangered status? Why it got this endangered category? So what is this endangered category in this IUCN Red List? Or like they may ask like, what are the reasons for the decreasing of the number of this wolf, and why it is important, why we have to save this or conserve this animal. So in this way you will be getting like series of 4 to 5 questions from single topic. Okay. So in this way, if you are going for interview on that day, so please go through this kind of topics for sure. Okay. Now let us see here some facts regarding this Indian grey wolf. So Indian grey wolf, it is a subspecies of grey wolf. So it is mainly seen in Southeast Asia to Indian subcontinent. So from this, Southwest Asia till this Indian subcontinent we have this animal, and it is nocturnal. Nocturnal means nothing but it is very active in the night time. So it will be going for the searching of its prey during this night time. Okay, and next important one is, if you see the habitat, so it is mainly seen in scrubs, grasslands and semi-arid pastoral agro ecosystems, and they will be living in warmer conditions. That means if you go to like temperate regions or like tundra regions, it will be not available. So it will be seen in warmer conditions. So it can be seen in this tropical and subtropical regions. Okay, and from Indian subcontinent to Israel we can find this, and there are about 3,000 animals in India. And we are also going for conservation of this animal in this captive breeding centers as well. And if you see the status, so actually it is endangered, so it is not least concern, it is endangered, and it is in appendix 1 and as well as schedule 1. So the threats you are facing is habitat loss, and as well as there is decreasing of the food for this animal. Obviously whenever the food is decreasing, they will not sustain, right? Yeah, say this next article. GP Singh appointed Chief of CRPF. So this article is talking about CRPF. So this topic is important from GS paper 3 under internal security, and even it is important from GS paper 2 under governance as well. But it is directly given in your syllabus of internal security. So what are the dimensions you have to see? You have to see about what is this CRPF, and you have to see what is the history, when it came into existence, and you have to see sub branches under this, and you have to see what are the roles and responsibilities. So if you see this, then your work is done. Okay. And now let us see here, and if you are preparing for other competitive examinations rather than UPSC, CSC, yes, there is a high chance of getting question on this. Recently, who appointed as the chief of CRPF? So in this way, you can get GK questions. And even if you are from school or intermediate, or if you are participating in any quiz competition also, you will be getting questions on this GK based. Okay, now let us see here. Assam Police Chief Gnanendra Pratap Singh has been appointed as DG, that is Director General of CRPF. So because of this is the news. So if you say this CRPF, that is Central Reserve Armed Police Force, it is a premier central police force of Union of India, and it is responsible for maintaining of internal security of a country. And it comes under obviously Ministry of Home Affairs. It will not come under Ministry of Defence. So UPSC can fool you on this point. They may give like, consider the following statements regarding CRPF. It comes under Ministry of Defence. No, it comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. You have to be very much clear about this point. And what are the duties which are performed by the CRPF? The first one is they will do crowd control, riot control, counter militancy, insurgency operations, and also dealing with left-wing extremism. So actually crowd control or crowd management is one of the important problem that we are facing now, right? So because of lack of proper controlling of crowd, that will lead to stampedes. So recently stampede happened in this Hathras incident, and recent in Hyderabad incident, and recently in Tirupati also stampede happened. So actually the important role of the CRPF is crowd control. If there is any huge crowd, so we can take the help of the CRPF. So whenever you are getting any ethics related case study regarding how will you manage this crowd, so you can use this point of CRPF can be used for crowd control. Okay, and next one is they will be also coordinating with the large scale security arrangement, especially regarding elections in disturbed areas, and even for protection of VIPs, very important persons, and for vital installations we can use them, and even for checking of environmental degradation and protection of local flora and fauna also we can take the help of CRPF. And next one is fighting aggression during wartime, and even in our united peacekeeping missions also we can incorporate the CRPF as well. Okay, and even for rescue and relief operation during natural calamities also we can take help of the CRPF, because as a DC you will be the head of this, and you will be the primary person under this district or disaster management authority. So you can take their help to control, to provide some rescue and relief operations during disasters. Okay, so from that point of view also you can use them. And now let us see the next article. 9 navies hold joint drills in strategic straits between Indian Ocean and the Pacific. So there are three important keywords. First one is strait, second one is joint operation, and next one they are talking about Indo-Pacific region. So there are three important keywords which are there in this article. So let me write. First one is strait, second one is Indo-Pacific region, and the third important point is joint operation. Okay, so what is the meaning of a strait? So if you are having two water bodies, it is water body 1 and it is water body 2. So if you are having a passage of water which is connecting these two water bodies, it is called as a strait. And strait is very important for trade and for navigation. For trade and navigation it is very important. And one more important point they said is choke points. Choke points are nothing but important routes where global trade happens. For example, we have three important choke points like Malacca Strait, Bab el Mandab, okay, so like that. So this article is saying that we are going to have this exercise to protect these three important choke points. And Indo-Pacific region, it is nothing but Indian Ocean region plus Pacific Ocean region. So there is increasing of importance or relevance of this Indo-Pacific region. So now there is a power shift or power dynamics. So area power mainly concentrated in this western countries, that is in the part of Atlantic Ocean. From Atlantic Ocean the power had been shifted to Indian Ocean region. So and India plays a very important role because India is sharing direct boundary with this Indian Ocean region, and even India is the head of or leader of global south. So because of this India can play a very important role to protect or to provide navigation or freedom of navigation or freedom of trade, security and safety in this region. And next one is you have to see about what is a joint operation. So it is a multilateral exercise and the exercise name is LAPEROS. You have to write somewhere. LAPEROS. LAPEROS, it is a multilateral exercise in this Indo-Pacific region. So here you can get a question. So recently LAPEROS is seen in news. What is it? It is a multilateral exercise in Indo-Pacific region. Or else they may give a question in this way. Consider the following statement regarding multilateral exercise LAPEROS. And they will ask which of the following countries participated. And they may give like statements. So 9 navies had been participated. Okay, like that. The important aim it is to provide safety and security in this Indo-Pacific region. And they may ask to select which of the following statements are correct or incorrect. So in these 3 ways you may get a question. You have to be very much careful about. So now let us see here. Navies of 9 Indo-Pacific countries including India, they are taking part in this multilateral exercise that is called as LAPEROS. And it is hosted by France. It is very important. And they are focusing on straits like Strait of Malacca, Sunda Strait. Sunda Strait it is very much near to where? Sunda Strait. Huh? Indonesia? Okay. So where is this Lombok? Lombok, first time you heard I think so. So there is also a chance of getting question regarding straits and oceans or place they present or which they are connecting. So open your map and see Malacca Strait is connecting which 2 water bodies and Sunda Strait is connecting which 2 water bodies and Lombok is connecting which 2 water bodies. So it is also one possible question that you can get. And Indian Navy has deployed guided missile destroyer that is INS Mumbai, and even French carrier strike group, they are also going to join in this. And these 3 straits are very much critical choke points because they provide entry and as well as exit into the Indian Ocean region. Okay, and even why we are going with this multilateral exercise in this region is to counter Chinese expansionist aggressive policy. Okay, wherever you go in this foreign affairs or like international relations, you have to write this point of China for sure to counter China. And if you see the important points, so first one here is participation of 9 nations which showcase about importance of multinational military exercises. And even we are focusing on increasing of geopolitical tensions, especially China is involving in different countries and it is coming up with developmental projects or infrastructure projects, and finally that countries enter into debt trap and they will try to provide the naval bases, right. So in this way here China, it is going for aggressive expansionist policy, and actually these straits, you are providing entry and exit points to Indian Ocean. So it is very much necessary for providing of freedom of navigation so that we can ensure free and fair trade and we can provide security of these trade routes. And next important point here is maritime safety and security is one important objective of this exercise. And next one here is we are also having increasing of maritime threats. So because of this, all the countries which are sharing boundary with this Indo-Pacific region, they are trying to provide security against piracy. Piracy is nothing but hijacking of ships. And next one is smuggling of illegal things and illegal fishing. So against all these things, they are focusing especially providing of safety in this Indian Ocean region. And even they want to focus on seamless communication coordination between these countries, because whenever 9 countries are coming together and doing this kind of operation, obviously we need to have the proper sharing of communication that they are focusing on. And even they are focusing on increasing of regional tensions, like recently we can see like most of the times Chinese will be violating the rules and regulations, especially Chinese Navy in the Indian Ocean region is also one of the important threats that we are having. So especially we are focusing on a broader strategy to counterbalance influence of China in this region. Okay, and even we are focusing on improving of training opportunities, and as well as we are focusing on human induced risk, like for example if there is any oil spill in this region or any environmental hazards, or if there is any illegal activities like dumping of biological waste in the waters, like that. So we are also focusing on these areas. Okay, that is the thing you have to see. And see this article, recasting insolvency resolution. So this article is very important from your economy point of view. So this article is talking about insolvency bankruptcy code. Insolvency bankruptcy code. So this code came in year 2016. So actually one important problem our banks will be facing is NPAs. NPAs is nothing but non-performing asset. So what is non-performing asset? For example, I went to a bank and I got a loan. Okay. So for 90 days I am not paying a single rupee of interest or principal amount. If I am not paying any interest or principal amount for 3 months, that is 90 days, then my loan is called as NPA. So whenever increasing of NPS, what happened? So bank will be not getting any money. So how they will run? No, right? So at that time, to come out of this NPAs, our government of India came up with this insolvency bankruptcy code. At that time, so what are the steps can be taken by the government? Like they will be not giving me money as a loan with free, right? So I will be keeping some collateral. So here insolvency bankruptcy code says that whatever the collateral that I am keeping, then banks have now the permission to sell that. That comes under insolvency bankruptcy code. So actually we came up in this 2016, but many a times it is not much effective. So why it is not effective? That is the thing which is said in this article. Now let us see those points. Why it is not effective? So why it is not working properly? So despite of having this insolvency bankruptcy code also, why there is further increasing of NPA problem? For example, you know about this Nirav Modi case, you know about this Vijay Mallya case, but this Vijay Mallya case which had been, to some extent it had been resolved, right? Okay, now let us see here. So this article is discussing about what are the challenges and what are the shortcomings of our insolvency bankruptcy code of 2016 in India. Okay. So if you see, the first point here is there is increasing of resolution times. So normally the resolution had to be done within 654 days, that is around 2.5 years we have to resolve, but it is increased to 716 days. Okay, that means there is increasing of inefficiency. What are the time you are taking to resolve this issue? So that is increasing. That means there is lack of proper efficiency. And next one is there is increasing of burden on this NCLT. So NCLT is responsible for both corporate insolvencies and as well as under Companies Act. So both responsibility which is given to this NCLT. So because of this there is increasing of burden. So whenever there is increasing of burden, there is increasing of time. Okay. So this is second important problem that we identified. And third problem here is whatever the structure that we had, that is outdated. NCLT is established on recommendations of 1999, but from that time, now we are in 2025, there is no updation. So because of this it is outdated mechanism. And next one here is there is lack of domain expertise. So Supreme Court observed that yes, the members of this NCLT, they lack specialized knowledge in high stakes. So if they are not having the proper knowledge in economy, then how can they deal with this? So this is the one problem, this is the one concern which is raised by Supreme Court of India. And next one here is there is lack of bureaucratic inefficiencies. Always there are some delays, nepotism, red tapeism which is happening. And next one is whatever the alternate dispute resolution mechanism that is there, so we are not utilizing that. So this is also next important problem. So finally this article is saying that we need comprehensive reforms. Like rather than going to this alternate dispute resolution mechanism, we can go for directly mediation by the third party, so that we can we can resolve this issue as soon as possible rather than filing in this NCLT. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said here. So whenever we are bringing some changes in this mechanism, we can enhance efficiency and we can also handle the cases by the experts, okay, so that we can resolve this problem of NPAs in banks. So that is the thing which mainly said. And now let us see the next and last article of the day. So I found this article in Text and Context. So if you see title, it says that what did ILO report state about international migrants? So who are migrants? Migrants are nothing but the people who are moving from one state to another state. So in this migration we have different types of migration. So in this migration we have domestic migration, international migration. In domestic it is nothing but rural to urban areas, urban to rural areas, rural to rural areas, okay, urban to urban areas. So these are the different types of domestic. International means from India they will be going to West Asia or Europe or here South Asian countries or Australia, like that. From India they are moving to different countries, that comes under international. So the people who are migrating from India to other countries, they are called as IM, international migrants. Okay, so here ILO report is talking about these people who are migrating from India to different countries in the world. Okay, now let us see what is this report saying about. So in 2022, international migrants constitute 4.7% of global labor force. That means 167.7 million. They are both employed and as well as unemployed people. And here high income countries absorbed largest number of IMs. Obviously why people will migrate? To get better standard of living, to earn better. That means they will be going for high income countries. So here high income countries absorbed large number of this international migrants. Especially they are working in service sector like IT. And next one is higher proportion of IM males were employed and 61.3 out of them are males. So whenever international migrants who are moving from one place to another, one country to another country, especially they are going for employment, and out of this 61.3% are employed. That means we can see like 30 and these are male population, and around 38.7% are female and they are also employed. Okay. So this is about the data which is given by ILO regarding international migrants. Okay. So the key point you have to see is 4.7% of people who are migrating from one country to another country, and they are moving for employment opportunities, and they are going to the high income countries, and especially males are more compared to the females in this international migrants. So you can add this data whenever you are writing any answer regarding migration, which is part of your economic geography. Okay. So these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding, and I want to remind you once again, so we are going to start Prelims Cum Mains Foundation batch from today. So you can join in this week at least, try to join in this week, don't delay much. So what are the classes you are missing in this week, we are going to provide on our app. So you can get the recorded classes on app, don't worry. That's all guys, thank you so much for watching, and do subscribe to Rathods Academy, and don't forget to like and share this class.